Hey guys, this is David with SourceTrack Studio, and today we're doing a quick studio tour. I've got a couple surprises for you, one in the middle and one at the end, so make sure you watch through the whole video and get all your free stuff. So we're going to start with the lounge. This was put together within the last couple of months, and I think it turned out really great. We've got a love seat, two really comfortable chairs, some tables, have some great reading material for musicians about marketing and songwriting and whatnot. We've got a mini fridge over there. And over here, most importantly, we have the Nintendo 64. Got 4 different controllers, but I only have one game. That's F-Zero X. It's a great game, of course, but I need some more. So if you've got suggestions for me, leave me a comment below on what games I should get. And we've also got this chest full of games right here. Board games like Red Flags, Cards Against Humanity, Apples to Apples, stuff like that. So let's go check out the live room. The live room is where we record drummers and vocalists and horn players and even guitar amps, right here. So this is the holy grail of recording drum kits. I love the super aggressive, punchy sound out of this Crush Chameleon Ash kit. I use it for almost any style and it works great. For cymbals, we've got Peisty 2002 hi-hat and 2 crashes, and then the Peisty 20-inch signature full ride. On the kit, we've got these Audix drum mics. If you want, I can do a full walkthrough of my drum mics in a different video. And then for overheads, we've got some Audio-Technica 4041s. And then in the background there, you see we've got some moving blankets with grommets. And those are doing a pretty good job of deadening the sound in here, especially since it's a small room. But we've got some big plans for this room in the upcoming years, so stay tuned. So you've made it halfway through the video, and it's time for the first surprise. So my drum kit, I love this thing. It's super expensive. I don't know how to play it, but I know how to record it. And I want to give you guys a free sample pack of these shells. So if you leave me an email at david@sourcetrack.studio with the subject line free drum samples, as long as you like and share this video and email me, you will get that free sample pack. So again, email me, david@sourcetrack.studio, titled Free Drum Samples, and like and share this video. And you'll get a sample pack of all of these shells. All right, keep going in the live room. We've got my brand new Crush hand-hammered snare drum. I love that thing. It's super bright and it cuts through a dense mix. And it's overall a great workhorse snare. Up next, we've got this Laney amp. It's not mine, actually. It's my friend Lucas's. We used it for tracking clean guitars on the upcoming Shield the Survivors record. So that sounded great. Down here, we've got a Carvin 2x12. I mostly use that for gigging, but occasionally I'll use it in the studio if we're feeling this kind of tone. Moving on, we've got my Carvin V3. That's a great sounding head. I really love the overdrive channel on it. It's just super smooth and works great with active or passive pickups. Then we've got the matching Carvin 4x12. And then on the cab, we've got Sennheiser E609. That's my go-to guitar amp mic. And then sometimes I'll use a very similar looking CAD D82 ribbon mic if I want a smoother, more chunky tone. Then for instruments, we've got an LTD Aero 401, a Jackson King V. If you come over here, we've got a Cordoba C7 Classical, and that's the cedar top, and then a Guild D150 acoustic. A lot of great recordings made on this thing, and you're going to hear a lot of them coming up in the next year. All right, so let's go check out the control room. The control room is where all the magic happens. That is my secret area where I have all my gear and the console and where band members sit when everybody else is tracking. So we've got some brand new seating in here, and I got these prime acoustic panels for deadening the sound a little bit and stopping some of the reflection. Then over here we've got my ugly lamp from looks like the 90s. And it just helps set the mood for a singer sometimes. And then my LTD B205 bass. I don't usually track with this bass. It's mostly for playing in one of my bands, but it's here if you need it. Up next, we've got my very trusty Shure SM7B. I use this thing on so many things: vocals, hi-hats, guitar cabs, bass cabs, even horns. You name it, it will probably sound good. Over here, we've got the heart of this studio. This is my very rare Yamaha PM1000. I spent hours and hours going through every single channel, changing capacitors and upgrading the circuitry so that it could be a 16-channel Neve clone. And it really sounds amazing. It's turned out to be one of my favorite pieces. Over here we've got my very cheap talkback mic. It's just an SM Pro G1, but the talkback on the board allows me to communicate with people in the live room, and it just makes workflow so much better. Then we've got my reamp box. I don't usually use this. I'm typically tracking with the tones that I want, but it's really good to have around because it does have to happen once in a while. And then we've got the best investment I ever made in the studio, my Eve SC207 monitors. These things are absolutely incredible, and mixes translate 100%. Then we've got Pro Tools as my main DAW. Avid's come a long way with making Pro Tools just a really good software to work with, and it very rarely crashes on me. And if you're a Pro Tools user, if you know someone that uses Pro Tools, it's kind of a feat. So good job, Avid. I'm really loving the latest Pro Tools. Then we've got my PreSonus fader port. It saves me hours and hours of writing automation. Then my Audient interface. It's an ID44. Got 4 built-in preamps, 2 really nice DIs, some headphones, and monitor and controls. I can go into more detail on my actual recording gear in a different video if you want. Then Aston Origin condenser mic. I don't use this one too often. It's just typically not the sound I'm going for, but occasionally it works perfectly, usually on clean guitars. Then over here, we've got a whole rack of gear. I don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to bore you guys, but this is everything I'm using currently, and I'm really digging the sounds I'm getting. So are the bands I'm working with, so that's really what matters, right? So this has been a tour of SourceTrack Studio. You guys made it to the end of the video, so as promised, here is the last surprise for you. I have created a studio prep guide, and I want to give that to you absolutely free. So all you have to do to get this studio prep guide is email david@sourcetrack.studio. Again, it's david@sourcetrack.studio. And tell me about yourself as a musician. Tell me about your band. I just want to hear about your musical experiences and what kinds of things you like to do as a musician. So just send me that email and you can get your free studio prep guide. Again, don't forget about the drum samples. All you have to do for that is like and share this video on Facebook, and then email me separately with the title as free drum samples. Again, that's david@sourcetrack.studio. Bookings are already started for 2020, and it's filling up fast. So if you guys want to, save your spot, be sure to email me at david@sourcetrack.studio to start booking, or check out sourcetrackstudio.com. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.